Hello guys, today I'd like to show you how easy it is to write a dance track. Yeah, so I've pre-chosen 4 instruments, or 4 different sounds which we'll use in this demo. So let me just show you a few. Yeah, so I've got a sound which I chose for my melody. Yep. Now I've got my drums. Yep. As supporting material I've got orchestra. And as a core, as a base of the whole track, I've got a gated sound. So gated sounds, they go within the tempo. Whatever tempo of the track is, the gate will follow that exact beat. Yeah? And you might do it in different rhythms, whichever rhythms are set to that particular gate, but it will always follow exactly to the track. Okay, let's come back to the piano sound which I had, which is the melody sound. So for this little demo, I'm gonna use 3 keys, really. So we've got F major, G major, chords, yeah, and A minor, which is really simple progression, and also it could be quite useful, especially in dance music. You would hear it quite a lot. So we'll have a little go. I'm improvising, but I had a little go before, so I did set at least the core of the chords, how I want to play more or less. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to make this video in one set without making, I suppose, too many mistakes and stumbling too much. So let's have a go. People that compose would choose different ways. Some people would start with the melody first and then start building the track around that melody. Some people would choose the harmonic material like chords. They'll set out chords and then start writing melody on top, say creating drum beat and supporting material, I don't know, putting a choir in or something, just making nice, lush, thick sound. In this instance, I think for me easier, because I had a little go, like I said before, I'll start with the core material. I'll start with the gate. And also, I apologize, to record the first bit of this, I will use a metronome, just so I stay within the beat, otherwise I'll just be all over the place and it won't work basically. Yeah, so when I record this first melody, you'll hear an annoying beat, which I apologize for, but that's what you gotta do. And after that, hopefully with that gate setting a rhythm, or helping me see the rhythm already, I can switch off the metronome and just start recording it all. So let's have a go. Anyway, so I'm switching to my gate. So the tempo dance tracks, human heart beats between 60 and 100 beats per minute, BPM. Yeah. So I've chosen here to go for a slightly faster tempo, 140 beats per minute, BPM. Yeah. You could go 160. Jungle music, and you could go 180. And I've done tracks in 180. But they sound really quite crazy. Sometimes, if you start doing intricate drum beats, some stuff basically you're not registering as much, because it becomes a bit of a wash of the sound, really. But anyways, it's good to experiment in any different tempos. It's exciting working with beats. Yeah. So here we go. Gate. Got my click on, so I'll put into recording and go through F major, G major, and A minor, as I mentioned before. Yeah. Let's have a go. we go. Okay. The first little bit was out of tempo. Yeah, the first, it wasn't, it was the beat I've said previously, so we'll get rid of that. Anyways, get rid of the click. Let's highlight this melody so we can export it. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of this click. Okay, export, audio mix down, export. Here we go, and then I can read of the MIDI file which I created with my piano. Yep, and then it becomes an audio file which is more flexible to work with later on. I'm not gonna lay the effects or show any of this. There's lots of amazing videos. This is, by the way, this is Cubase. This is one of a few programs that I've heard of, but I've used this for many years, so I find it comfortable. Others are, top of my head, Pro Tools, Cakewalk Sonar, Reason even. I'm sure there are others that I'm not mentioning. Yeah. So here we go. We got that settled. Okay. Let's have a look. Let me just have a quick listen. So what do So yeah, it goes all right, yeah. So already that's gate. I love gate sounds that are gated. There are quite a few synths that can do it and different VSTs. But yeah, it kind of gets livens the sound. It gives it purpose. I just love dance music. I suppose I've done so for quite a few years. Different dance music, trance, underground, progressive, yeah. So those kind of sounds really excite me as a musician. So we got that. Okay, let's have a look. What should we do next? Let's go for orchestra, I reckon. Let's try. So I think I'll start recording in the beginning, and I might not start straight away recording the orchestra, but I will then fade it in, because otherwise it'll be just like chop, boom. It'll just attack the sound. So we want to make it nice and faded in, so it just appears from nowhere, kind of thing. So it blends with other sounds or the previous sound that we used, the gate. Yeah, we don't want it to just jump out. Well, unless sometimes you can choose it, but if you've got to lead to that somehow, you've got to create maybe nice build up with beats or something, a break, and then just a big explosion, and then you hit. But we're not doing that in this instance. I'm making it simpler and quicker, basically. Right, here we go. So I'll start recording again, and let's have a look. Let's go for it. Okay, let's export this as well. So solo the track, so we just export that and nothing else. File, export, audio mix down, export. Here we go. Yeah, I think what I mentioned earlier but didn't finish. I think it's if you want to see videos about how to use this particular program, Cubase. There are lots of amazing videos on YouTube of really professional, just mind-blowing stuff, and people, greatly talented people that will explain it a million times better than I could, you know, in my limited way that I use it personally. So yeah, but it's very intuitive. It wouldn't take that long to learn, I think. At least the simplest things like recording, cutting tracks, maybe moving stuff about, changing tempo, assigning VST, using VST. It wouldn't take that long. Yeah, I really think so. So again, let me just have a quick listen. So here we go again. So you see, it hit quite quickly. It hit just suddenly. It expanded the sound, the volume of it. So I don't want to do that. Let me fade it in by maybe, again, I'm not saying within the beats exactly, so, but I'm saying maybe 4 or 5 seconds. So let's have a look, let's have a listen, if that's going to be a little bit more linear rather than just a big spike in sound, yeah? That's better. Cool. Okay, I think next I'm gonna go for melody. So we've got our piano sound, which is enhanced as well, different effects. So let's have a go. Let's try and create a little melody on top of this material that we've laid here, and see how it goes. Right. Again, I'm starting the recording from the beginning so I can compose myself a little bit, just get into the harmony and maybe try and create something. It makes it easier for me at least. I went further. I got caught up in it. Got caught up in it and went further than the melody. Never mind. Okay, I can cut this little bit which I went over, and yeah, that's what I mean as well. It's I call it this whole process, I don't know, I call it Lego for grown-ups, because the possibilities are infinite, like Lego. If you got lots of pieces, lots of different colors, these, that, wheels, these square pieces, the different shapes, sizes, there's so much you can do, so much you can create. Same here, it's just endless, and you could have so much fun. Yeah. Right, okay, let's export this little piano beat and have a look. So solo this melody again, file, export once again, audio bits down, export. Here we go. Okay. Yep. Okay, let's have a listen if it's all there. Right. Cool. Okay. Last thing, but with a twist. So we're supposed to lay a proper beat then, isn't it? We're gonna go into overdrive, if you will. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play out more of a chilled out beat. So basically I'm cut the tempo in half. So what have we got? 140 BPM. Yeah. So I'm cutting the beat in half, so it's not gonna go exactly. And I'm creating, in a way, a bit of a down tempo, a bit of a break. Well, not really a break beat, but you'll see what I mean in a second. And I suppose this kind of thing, if you cut it, what I'm gonna do now, it could be a break in a nice dance track. It could be a middle section where you break the rhythm in half, where it goes slow, and just let the listener relax a little bit until you start kicking it in, building it in, and boom, next bit, yeah, in the next climax, the next development and everything. So cool. So beat, let's have a look. Our drums. Right, so same thing, gonna start recording right at the beginning and have a think as it goes along where I'd like to start actually introducing rhythm. Yeah. So let's go for it. Here we go. It wasn't as perfect, wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but it's okay for a demo, at least to show you guys, you know, how easy it is to do. You basically play out every melody, you build stuff on top of each other. And some of my tracks that I've done that you'll hear on my page, they exceed 50 or 60 different melodies or material beats and fillers, if you will, but of course they're not all played at the same time, you know. But yeah, that's how you layer stuff up, so things start sounding quite big, grand. Yeah. So let's just quickly export this little beat and see what we end up with, really. Yeah. So here we go. File export. Go. Exporting, boom, there. Cool. Right. Let's have a listen. Yeah, here we go, guys. well, that's it, guys. So what? The video took me, what, 21 minutes? And we got, okay, fair play, not much. We got 48 seconds of music. But I hope you see it's not difficult at all. Really, 4 main parts, just to build something like this. Even of course, on top you can start building it out, and you could really make a really nice sounding track. But this is for the basics of it. You see how simple it really is. Melody, core material, drums or beat, and supporting material. For me it's orchestra, could be other synths, could be anything really. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It's 10:30 in the evening in UK. I'm wishing everybody good evening, good night, good weekends, time to relax, and I'll see you for another little video soon, I hope. So stay safe, look after yourselves. Bye, guys.